Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, PSG are back to winning ways in Ligue 1 after our defeat against Monaco last week. PSG, we bounce back, and arguably offer our best performance in Ligue 1 with a candid 5-0 smacking of Stade Rennais. And honestly, today, all I can say is that we were perfect. I don't think there's any issues that we had today. I thought we played really well. We didn't really offer them any chances. Everybody scored. Our attackers were in the game. Our midfield were good. Just overall, a very, very, very good performance from the team. And again, I would go and say probably, given the entire season, probably our most complete performance. I don't think there was really any issues. Defensively, I think we were good. The keeper, 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝘾 was good today in goal. Defensively, as I previously said, we didn't really suffer too many chances. I thought in the midfield, we were good. We controlled the midfield as per normal. And offensively, we were good. So there's not really much to say. Going, dissecting things a bit more neutrally. 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑖 today, I think pretty clearly man of the match. 2 goals, 2 brilliant goals. First one, solo run, takes it from the left, cuts in, fake shot, goes, puts it in, beats wrong foot Samba. Then the second goal, great turnover by Samba again. 𝙎𝙾𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑖 gets it, squares it off gives it to 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑖. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑖 scores it off for him, and he goes and roofs into the top of the net. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖 scored a nice goal as well, and 𝙎 scored an absolute screamer, and then Ramos scored at the very end. So overall, like a very good game. If I go and look at the stats, again, it just goes and shows PSG dominated possession. Actually, funnily enough, you go and you look, for once, PSG, despite all the 5 goals, we actually massively overperformed our XG. 20 shots, 9 shots on target, only 3 big chances created. Conversely, only suffered 6 shots, 2 shots on target for an XG of 0.16. So defensively, we were solid. Offensively, we were stellar. And overall, it's the best game we've had. And there's not really much to say because the victory was so one-sided and good. And this is a pretty, not a bad Rennes team by any means. They're currently 6th in Ligue 1. They're a good team. They're level on points with Lyon. So it's not like, we're going and smacking up, some, relegation fodder team. This is a good league. It's a good team in Ligue 1. And we did what we needed to do. Going and looking at, talking about individual performances, obviously 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖, there's no debate here. Definitely man of the match, 2 goals, highest match rating, completed the most dribbles with 5, won the most duels with 6. Generational performance of him. I thought 𝙎𝙖𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖 was good as well today. Got his goal, got an assist as well. It says here at least, I just think that 𝙎𝙖𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖, realistically going and speaking, when you go and you look at like the Dembouz replacement, so if Dembouz is not starting at the 9, I think he's our best shout. I think he's the closest thing that we can have who gets to that Dembouz. He's very good technically. He can go and do a job everywhere. Like today, started off as playing as the false 9, then went on into midfield, and then ended the game at right back when 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖 came off. So he's just such a flexible player, and he's able to play everywhere, and he's just so good at everything. He's not the flashiest player. He's not like the player that's going to go and take 3-4 people on, but all the basics. He reminds me a lot of Thomas Müller. When you go and you watch Thomas Müller play, it's not like there's one thing that goes and, he completely blinds you. He'll go and, dribble 4 people. It's just the basics. He gets the ball, controls it well, he's good in tight spaces, has a really good weak foot, can shoot with his right, shoot with his left, is smart, technical, all those aspects. And I think is exactly what we need. And I'm happy that, we decided to not go and potentially get another player like a Rodrigo Mora. And I think that might use excellently well for us. Talking about other players today, I thought 𝙎𝙾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖 had a really good game today, even though he didn't explicitly get any GA today. Gets the pre-assist, you want to go and say for the second 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖 goal, wins it off Samba. I thought he had some good dribbles, was definitely involved in the game, had the most chances here today with 4. The one player though I would say, and I agree here, is that Kenyon Lee today was a bit quieter than everybody else with a 6.8. I think that's probably fair, but apart from that, when you look at the team overall, nobody on the team was below a 7. Marquinhos and Pacho were really highly rated. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝑼𝑚, generational performance from him. Made two excellent saves today. 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝑼𝑎𝑙𝑖, good as usual, really filling out really well there at right back. João Neves, as usual, another good game. Vitinha, one of his quiet games today. I would go and say, I didn't explicitly go and see him do much, but he was just doing his thing, dictating tempo as per usual. Wouldn't surprise me. Probably didn't get the most passes today, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't say who got it for us. It was Marquis today with 85 passes. So Vitinha was definitely a lot less involved in the game. Vitinha couldn't quite easily go and get, 100 passes in a game and whatnot. But today, definitely less involved. But I'm probably guessing he only 77 accurate passes, 77 passes in total. So quite a far cry from what he typically gets, but didn't need to be nearly as involved in the game. And I think today we were much more evenly spread out. And I think the performance overall was much more evenly distributed. So yeah, in terms of subs, we had Dembele come on, we had Fabian come on, we had Gonzalo come on, contact.business, 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙀 scored an absolute screamer. I think that's his second goal in Ligue 1, second goal for PSG, at least second goal in Ligue 1, I believe. I think he scored against 𝙀𝙀. Last year when we won 6-1, and then first goal at the Parc, 𝙀𝙀 got another assist. Was that 4? I believe that was 4 his goal actually. And then Gonzalo Ramos, I don't know what he was doing. Again, Ramos, I don't know what this guy is. His deal is when he comes off the bench, this guy has to be one of the most prolific players when coming off the bench. He scores more often when he comes off the bench than not. He's that prolific. He comes off the bench. He looks like a prime Ronaldo Nazario. This guy just scores goals for fun. But then you start him in a game, generational stinkers. So I'm really curious to see what we do with him. I would presume that we probably try to offload him and get him somewhere out on loan in January. But the thing is, this stuff off the bench is so useful and is a player that you don't really have another type of profile player like him at the club. Somebody who can go and stay in the box, get headers, win headers, go and take shots. But the only issue is that in the game and whatnot, he just doesn't really bring much to it. I think he's, again, just that, a player that you come in and you bring off the bench. Fabian didn't really do much and have too much time to influence the game, but Dembouz came on. I thought he was really good. Got an assist. Had a one shot on target that was, right to the keeper, but I thought he looked, decent. You can still tell though he's not fully fit, but slowly but surely we're coming back. We're obviously still missing, players like Zabarni today was ill. We had Baraldo was out, 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙾 was out because of his ankle injury. Hakimi, Nuno are still out due to injury, and then Nuno, 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙾. But hopefully, shortly but surely, we will have all our players back and we'll be able to, come back and, conquer France as we typically do. That victory here today means that we are currently second, 1 point behind Lens, who they themselves are in a very, very good run of form. And so I think realistically speaking, to all the people who say, Farmers League this, Farmers League that, this and the other, well, what is it now? This is why I go and say, now Ligue 1 is actually pretty competitive. You go and you have Lille, you have Marseille, you got Lyon who are close in, PSG. It's an interesting title race. But, now PSG, all the people can do are calm PSG. And in fairness, we've not been great in Ligue 1. We've got 10 wins, three draws and 2 losses. But if you go and you look at it, Lens have been excellent this year. 11 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. Pretty good. So listen, we'll go and see. It's interesting for Ligue 1. Hopefully I'll go and say, as much as, I want Ligue 1 to do well and whatnot, I'm just thinking of it more pragmatically that, in February, March time, if we can have, a decent lead in Ligue 1, not have to, constantly go and have to put the best squad in Ligue 1 with increase the likelihood of injury, that'd be nice. But it does mean that we have to stay locked in. And the one thing, again, I have to go and say is that, listen, we don't have our fully fit squad. You could argue that PSG haven't played their fully fit squad this season, bar the game against Spurs in the UEFA Super Cup. And despite that team still wasn't properly fully fit because they'd only had 7 days of training. So PSG's still not at their best, but despite this, PSG was still second in their league, 1 point behind the league leaders, and still second in the Champions League. So given those circumstances, I think PSG, we're in pretty good hands. But anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you guys so much for joining the video, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.